All right, so today we have a case study of a customer who has spent over $10,000 from one single month. And this comes from one single customer. This account has more than one customer on the account, but this specific case study will be about this customer. You can kind of get an idea of, what this customer does for a living, his habits, why he does this, and, is he even aware that this is AI? Spoiler alert. Yes, he is. He's absolutely fine with it. So this is just a case study. You can take from it what you like. It's not really a lesson. It's more just me talking about why things are done and how things are done in this instance. So you can obviously take from that what you wish. So this is actually not our model specifically. This is a client of ours. So they come through our chatting agency called Chatterlink, by the way. So we basically handle all the sales on this account. So we're not going to take full credit. We didn't make the model. We don't handle the model socials. We do kind of help out with that aspect, but we don't actually manage it ourselves. So we can't take, full 100% credit, but we do deal with the sales. So yeah, our client owns the model and we just make all the money. And as you can see, there is a customer here with 11,600 total spend. So a small background on our client, just so you can get an idea of, why he's achieved this number in such a small time. This isn't even a photo from him, by the way. I just whipped up a photo of Miami. But yeah, he's based in Miami. He saw huge potential in the AI model industry, so he came to us originally for coaching, but we decided that he had enough marketing background, and basically he just needed a sales team that was ready to take on an extreme amount of traffic, because he knew that he could push that to this AI model and we could make it work on the back end. Obviously, this is abnormal results for your first couple months. He did only start a couple months ago, and he's now on over $20,000 per month with this model. So doing extremely well, and this is not the norm. This is very abnormal. I'm not saying you can take this away and replicate it, because you most likely can't, but it just goes to show his background, why he was able to accelerate to these results so quickly. So the model, this on the left is Grace. This is our example model, which we use on this channel. This is not his model, but it's made using Flux, so it's extremely realistic. If you don't know what Flux is, you can do some research, learn it yourself. I'm not going to teach you because that's just complicated. It's highly realistic. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, so we obviously, we say to refrain from the blonde hair, blue eyes niche, because it's so overused, everyone does it. But if you can do it at scale and you can actually effectively do this and compete in a market that's already so competitive, then go for it, because it does work. Blonde hair, blue eyes, it does work. She's based in Miami. This is going to be key because he is also based in Miami and the customer is based in Miami. So this just kind of works almost perfectly. She's in the fitness niche and she is innocent. She's a very typical kind of Miami girl, if you will. So here's our customer. It's not actually a picture of the customer. I think that would be slightly illegal, but he's into corporate banking, so he's into it. It's what he does for a living. He's in his early 40s. He lives in Miami. He's extremely successful from what I can gather from these chats. I've read over a few of them, and he works very long hours. So what that means is he has very little time to actually build relationships outside of his job, because he's basically prioritize that in his life rather than, getting married or whatever. But yeah, he makes very decent money. I don't know if he specified figures or if I'd even say that on here, but very good money, let's just say. So this is how they met. So basically our customer, he was scrolling on Instagram and stumbled across the model, just literally normally. Like if you were scrolling through Reels, you just saw a girl that you like the look of, go on her profile. That's basically what he did. He subscribed to her fan view page and instantly started spending. Now, this is kind of a sign that someone's going to be a big spender, as if they don't even know the girl, they haven't even chatted to her, they just basically want to see her naked. That's the sign when they start spending money instantly, and a lot of it, that they're going to be one to keep around, and they're probably going to want to get to know this model, and they obviously have a lot of money. So he would just tip her for basically just existing because she doesn't exist, but yeah, basically paying for content right off the bat. He wanted to even take time off work to see her in Miami. So yeah, it's all kind of, it gets a bit weird at that point, but we'll go over that very soon. He was a very aggressively spending customer, which is obviously a good sign of a whale. So he did actually find out that she is AI generated shortly, after he was asking to meet and shit like that. He didn't care, which a lot of people won't believe, whatever. He didn't care. This is what's mental about the world nowadays, is that people do not really care where their money or time goes, whether it's real or fake. It's all kind of the same. People literally spend hours scrolling through social media a day. It's mental. So yeah, the thing is it was never hidden in the first place, which I'll go over. He didn't feel deceived because, well, he can't, because it was literally there in front of him. But in fact, it was all just there in front of him, right? It was black and white, if you will. It was just there, like the answer, yes, she is AI generated. And then he continued to spend, and he spent a lot more than, when he was before. Because I'm guessing he was unsure whether this chick was real or whatever, but now he knew that she wasn't. It actually encouraged him to spend more, which is fucking weird, but is what it is. So he actually noticed through some defects, so take notes on this. Customers are obsessed with content, especially high-paying customers. They will look in-depth into that content. They'll be obsessed with it. They'll just, fucking be at work. Probably had her as his fucking screensaver or some shit. AI is not perfect, so if you have a defect in your picture, whether it be just a finger missing or, just a weird looking hand placement, customers will notice. They'll pick up signs, and then obviously that led him to look more in depth. He checked the bio, and legally we do actually have to mention that she is AI. Not only, in a legal sense, but also to comply with FanView's TOS. So it was never a secret. It was always in the bio. If he just looked, it would have been there in front of him. The assumption is he was too busy to notice. So this is how we manage the money-making side of things, especially on this account. So chatting with fans, the main reason people subscribe to OF or FanView accounts is because they want that interaction. They want to build a connection with the girl they're subscribing to. Hence why, celebrities, they will start on OnlyFans and people will pay to message them. They like the personality. They like that girl, and the only place they can speak to them is on this page. So that's the main reason people do that. If they wanted porn, they'd find it for free, obviously. As you know, the internet is fucking full of it. VIP services. So for high-spending fans, like this case here, we will implement a VIP treatment. So you can implement like a boyfriend status and kind of treatment, so they get to treat each other like they're going out or whatever. Custom images. So we don't normally provide custom images, especially as a chatting agency, because it slows down the sales process so much. But if someone's requesting something and they spend a lot of money, it's worth getting that thing done, especially if they're going to pay for it, of course. And a lot of time, There's a lot of time that customers, even if they do spend a shit ton of money, they won't be spending every single day. That is ridiculous to expect from a customer. So yeah, a lot of time needs to be dedicated to a VIP customer when they're not spending, to make them spend more, obviously. Marketing and retention. So we assist with all our clients' marketing. So that includes, building a story around your model, building a personality, what to post, funnel optimization, all that kind of stuff, how algorithms work, blah, blah, blah. Not everyone's clued in on this, although this particular client was and, is. Retaining subscribers for long periods of time is going to be a lot more beneficial than what we call a one-off whale. So someone who just comes into the account, they'll spend $1,000 and be gone within 2 days. That's not too valuable. I mean, of course, we'll take it, sure, but it's not as valuable as someone who comes into the account, spends $100, and then next week spends $100, next week, because they're a recurring customer. They're more valuable to us than someone who is just coming into the account, spending a lot of money. We'll take them, sure, but they're more valuable. So here's the revenue breakdown. This is where it gets interesting, so take notes. As you can see, the messages are huge. So obviously, this is him buying content. He's bought these messages. That's what that means. He literally unlocked this amount of messages. 71% of the money come from messages. So that's about fucking almost 8K. And tips are obviously huge as well. Now tips are interesting because tips are almost always unprompted. so you don't normally go down the tips route. But with the tips, he's either just appreciating her being about, or paying for the boyfriend experience, where you can get people to tip to pay for certain stuff, which is why we spend so much time on this customer with the chatting agency. But yeah, he's bought a shit ton of content, there's no doubt about it, but it's not all content. It is some tips. It's barely any posts, and in fact, the funniest thing is that he's a free subscriber. So people, putting up their prices to $50 thinking that they're whales just because they've bought a $50 subscription is absolutely wrong. In fact, they're probably going to be disappointed, because you're either not going to have news on your feed if you're smart, and they're going to expect a lot more, right? They can pay a $20 subscription on OnlyFans for like full on like sex tapes. Not that I'd know. I mean, I would know because I've worked in the industry for 3 years. But yeah, you get the point. Posts. This is when they tip your post. So he's probably just come across a few and just tipped them. Yeah, that is what it is. But mainly we're looking at messages, of course. But the tips here are huge. That's like, almost 4K in tips. So the conclusion is that the potential of AI is limitless. This is the whole point of the video, to kind of showcase that. It's not to brag, it's not to say my chatting team's the best in the world, although it is. But the main point is to show the potential of AI. As with most videos that I post on here, you can take this case study, you can either just think, it's a lie, it doesn't happen. It does. And people don't care that these girls are AI. They really don't, and people don't believe that. I know that it's mental to put yourself in that kind of mindset that people pay for AI nudes and AI girlfriends and stuff like that, but it literally happens. Just process it. If you want to make money from this, you have to understand how, why, and obviously believe and know that it does happen, because it fucking does. So what you can do with this case study is obviously reverse engineer this, pick up a few things. You can then, decipher whether a customer is going to be a high spender when they come into the account, what they may do for a living, blah, blah, blah. So do what you want with this case study. Ignore it if you want, that's fine. Also, you can apply for Chatterlink in the description. That is our chatting agency. Or just go to Chatterlink on Telegram. We're there, we have a page on there. We showcase results, stuff like that. So you can apply for that in the description. Or if you are new to the industry, you just stumble across this video and you think, fucking hell, that's mental. It is. And this industry is only growing and it's going to get bigger. So if you are looking for a very cheap way to learn, of course you can learn for free on this YouTube channel, but if you want a structured, chronological way of learning, there is a $47 course in the description. That course also comes with not only, thousands of dollars worth of value in the actual course itself, but a community as well, which is, invaluable. If you find a business partner in there, if you find people to network with, if you learn things off them, that's what's more valuable, right? And we also have access to expert coaches, such as myself, such as my business partner, and many other coaches as well. So check that out if you're looking to learn for extremely cheap. I mean, $47, what else are you going to spend $47 on? Probably, a couple drinks at the bar on the weekend, pulling some fucking 4 out of 10. Not worth it, mate, not worth it. Build up some wealth, build up a business, and this is going to teach you exactly how to do that with AI models and give you a brilliant standpoint in the industry. So hope you enjoyed. Do what you will with this case study, but hope you enjoyed, and in a bit.